What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday, and y'all know what that means. That means we about to have us a good old time today, talking about the news of the week and all fun things in between. How are y'all doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I am absolutely just having a good time. In case y'all didn't know, I was doing a little traveling over the week, and that is why, unfortunately, and I apologize for this, I was not able to record the The Last of Us. I wasn't able to do a reaction to The Mandalorian as well, so I'm gonna do my best to try and get back on that. But your boy's been making moves, doing work, going to the 9 to 5, and I just didn't have time. That's all. Just be 100 about it. I just didn't have time. So we're not going to talk about those today. I mean, if you want a general reaction, I liked them all. I liked what Mando was doing in the first episode. Looking forward to the second one. So that's what it was. Yeah, I have some other things that were cooking, some other things that were going on. And I had to make some choices, so that's all it is. But I don't know if y'all noticed. Hold on. Let me put something up here real quick, because y'all, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm sitting a little extra comfortable today. Is that a sponsor? I think we got us a sponsor. Yes. Oh, look at that. Hello, eWin for the win. Y'all, let me tell you something. eWin is going to be one of these sponsors of Eman's Movie Reviews on this channel, and I cannot thank them enough for it. You know what? I have had a terrible office chair. My wife will attest to this for the last, 15 years, maybe longer than that. Crickety, rickety, nasty, couldn't hold up all the time. It was a mess until eWin came in for the win. Let me tell y'all about this chair. Y'all, this thing saved my back, saved my life. When I'm editing videos, or if I'm doing my job, I'm doing my work or whatever, you can stay on a chair for a long time, and that stuff hurts. You get body aches. I'm on the wrong side of 30. Listen, you need comfort, right? Check this out, please. This chair right here is so good. This is the what they call the heavy duty version of the chair. And I already told y'all, I'm a plus size guy, right? I got a little weight on me, and that's okay. But this chair can hold up to 550 pounds. When I tell you that is so much comfort, oh my gosh, I don't have to deal with the chair falling down or the pressure not being enough or anything. Look at this. You see all the gears and everything. When I tell you, this is so freaking comfortable. I love it. I love it. So shout out to eWin for the win. And now, by the way, now y'all already know, ain't no way I'm finna get this channel sponsored with something and I'm not gonna have something for y'all. So yes, if you check in the description, if you go to ewin.com, you can also use the promo code EMAN and get 20% off if you go ahead on their site and get you one. Tell them EMAN sent you. It might not do nothing, but it'll make me feel better. But use that promo code and get that 20% off. So thank you so much to eWin for this beautiful chair. Listen, this thing's so comfortable. I just can't even sit all the way back, because if I sit back too long, I'm sorry. That was sorry. That hit me. It's that cushion and the neck support. Anyway, shout out to them for the win. But yeah, I did want to say thank you to the sponsors for that, y'all. Man, this been so long. We ain't had no sponsors like that. Come through. So yes, I did want to take that moment and give them their little spot. Listen, Albanese, you next. Starburst, come and holla at your boy. Harold's Chicken. I need y'all to come through as well. Who else we be shouting out? Whoever else be getting shouted out around here for free. Okay, I need y'all to come through and help us out as well. But anyway, what else do we have? We got I want to do some quick shout outs, because I see a lot of folks are coming in, and then I got some stories I got to tell y'all. Then we got to jump into the other stuff as well. Let's see who is here tonight. We got Minister Crush in the building. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thank you so much for making it out. Rim 17, come through. That is the Mod Squad and Vet in the building. Thank you so much. Y'all know what to do. Get those likes up if you have not already, please and thank you. Sunspot is here. What's going on? How you doing? Alejandro, how you doing? Replay gang in the building. I love to see it. Shout out to the replay gang. Appreciate y'all watching whenever y'all get a chance. Excuse me, Mama J is in the house. How are you, ma'am? Thank you so much for being here. AJ's here. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Come on now. We got Deborah Rodriguez, another top vet, top supporter in the building. Thank you so much for being here. 60 plus reviews. How are you doing, ma'am? Thank you so much for being here. Kristen Pratt is here. Hello, ma'am. Thank you so much for holding it down with the Mod Squad as well. We're going to talk about MODOK. I know you love you some MODOK. We're going to talk about MODOK a little later today. So I know you're going to be excited for that. We got another AJ in the building. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here. Diamond, hello. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Talented one, what's up? How are you? Leandra, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. My man, John Robinson, hello. Joseph, what's going on? Thank you so much. Super fragilistic espialabocious. Okay, I think I got most of that. Thank you so much for being here, brother. Thank you, appreciate you. The Mad Titan is here, appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Oh, so me, what's up? How are you? Corey, hello. Alexander, what's up? The homie Rhonda, hello. Joy, another vet, what's up? My man Tane is here. How are you? Robert, what's up? Plush, hello. My man Nelson V is here. Pamela, how are you? My man Sean, what's going on, brother? Tyra, hello. Good to see you. Gray, my man, what's up? Kid Mello, how are you? Treese, hello. How are you? CJ, what's going on? CJ, you almost made that mistake at the airport. Don't do that. I'm gonna tell that story too. I'm about to get to that in a second. But don't do that mistake now. Zia, hello. How are you? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Soto, what's up? Kiki, come through. That's another top supporter of the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Corey's hello. My man Terrence is here. What is up? Steven, how are you? Devin, what's up? And of course, come on now, we got the queen in the building, Mrs. E-Man, the fine one. Ooh-wee, let me tell you something, y'all. I be on these trips, man, but I'll be happy to see her when I come back. Listen, I know I love the kids and Kobe and all that too. They be cool, you know, but boy, when I get to see the face of the missus, that's how you got to come back home. You got to, yes, that's it. I'm sorry. I just got a little distracted there for a minute. But shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to hang out with me tonight and the rest of the E-fam. Let's see. Oh, man, come through. Buzz703. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. That is so very kind of you with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Wait, what'd you say? She said Kohler Spa needs to come through with the sponsorship for the wifey. Okay, yeah, I know. Listen, all right. I can get the hint. Listen, I know Kohler Spa might not come through, but I get it. She gonna have to. I think it's due for her to have a spa night one night, so that's all good. Or spa day. Puma, thank you so much. Freaky Friday, let's go. Did you see the week Snowfall episode 2 was so good? Africa, yes, recast the child, and I'm back from my cruise. See you guys, or love you guys. So congrats on your cruise. I hope you had a really good time. I don't watch Snowfall, so I could not comment on that. I don't watch BMF. I don't watch Snowfall. It's nothing against the shows. It's just I just watch other stuff. It's so much stuff to watch. In so little time. So I just never got on to it. But you should go check out my man, Just My Opinion Reviews, Brandon K. Avery. He does all those recaps and all that. And Lamont Tyson as well. You can find them all on my favorite channel list. He also covers all of those things. So go get those brothers a nice little follow and check them out if you're looking for that specific content. But thank you so much, Puma. I appreciate you. MJ, what you got? Good evening, E-Man. Salute right back to you. Thank you so much for the contribution. I really appreciate you. AJ, what's going on? Are we going to talk about the Sentry casting? Yes, actually we are a little bit later, so don't you forget it. hang out. And we will get to that when we get closer to the Marvel news. Let's see. Okay, so quick stuff, just to give y'all a little recap of what was going on. Like I said, I've been traveling or whatnot. And I went to the AAFCA Awards. Now, the AAFCA Awards, if you didn't know, are the African American Film Critic Association. That is one of the associations I am a part of. It is the largest collection of Black film critics in America. So, I was very, very happy to go and finally attend my very first award show there. But first, let me tell you, because okay, so I'm not gonna name no names because I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. Okay, so I need y'all to be cool. Now, I shared this story on my social media, so if you heard it, cool. Don't ruin it for the rest of the people. Let them chill. Let them be chill. So I'm going to the awards. We on the plane, and we're headed to LA. Okay, so we're headed to LA, and my friend was like, yo, I think I'm sitting right next to Penn Badgley. Now, in case y'all didn't know who Penn Badgley is, that is basically Joe from the Netflix show You, right? So I was like, yo, I mean, that makes sense, right? Like, we're going to LA. I've always heard about celebrities being on a plane and stuff. So I get it. I was like, yo, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, bro, like, look, we was just sitting here talking about how we were going to go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, right? Like right when we land. I was like, yo, go walk up to my man, when the plane lands, and go say like, hey, just to kind of poke a little fun, be a little icebreaker or whatnot. And ask him if he down to come to dinner with us. Like, let's take him on the Roscoe's. It's gonna be on us, right? So my man was like, man, okay, I think I could do that. And I was like, yeah, so you sure that's him though, right? You sure that's him? He was like, man, I'm about like 90% sure. I was like, damn, 90? Okay, take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes celebrities, they be on the plane, they be in the airports, they don't want to draw a crowd. I was like, look, just be low key, take a picture. I showed y'all this Joe right here. This Joe right here. Okay, I showed y'all Joe. I asked my man, go ahead and take a picture with him, and he was like, "Yo, I got it." I was like, "Okay, cool. Like you good? We in there." What did he say about dinner? Buddy was like, "Nah." He came up. He was quiet about it, looked around and said, nah, no, thank you. But he took the picture. I was like, yo, that's better than nothing. I didn't expect the dinner thing. That's all good. That's all good. And he was like, yeah, but we got it. We got it. That's what he sent me. I was like, brother, who is that? Who, brother, wait, who is that? I see Joe on the right. Who is this? I was like, that ain't no damn Penn Badgley. Man, what are you doing? What? That's not him. Look, I know. Look. I'm like, they don't even have the same teeth. Look at him. You see, Joe got, Penn got the little gap or whatever. The other brother ain't got nothing. Like, you what? What? Who is that? They ain't even look. My man losing hair with the receding hairline. That's not even. I was like, don't you invite him to dinner at all. Stop talking to him. Walk away. Fade to the background. Don't say nothing else. Don't say nothing else. Man, if you don't get this is Joe from You. Like, what kind of great value, Joe? This is understudy. This is backup. This is stunt man. That ain't him. What are we doing? That ain't. I was like, brother, don't share that with nobody. Don't share. Listen. I'll share it because I could block, I blocked the image, and I was like, don't put this on none of your socials. Don't do this. Just we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. And look, everybody make mistakes. I understand. It happens. I was like, look, this ain't no damn Penn Badgley at all. Back up. Don't invite him nowhere, please. Don't know him. Sorry, sir. Wrong one. Whoo, that great value Joe. Get out of here. Talking about we got you at home. No, that's that international you. That's the voice actor of Joe right there. No, I'm good. I'm good on that. But anyway, no, I did that just in fun. My guy we had a good old laugh about it. So it was fun. It was just funny. It was just one of those things like, listen, it can happen to anybody. You know what I'm saying? People get mistaken for other celebrities all the time. I don't know if y'all saw it. There was some dude that was on the beach, like taking pictures with chicks, and it was because like they thought he was The Rock. I mean, tattoo was on the wrong side. My man was like 10 times darker looking. He had straight teeth and he was swole, but like he wasn't The Rock, more like Pebble. But either way, it happens, okay? It happens. But anyway, I just wanted to share that little funny story with y'all because I was cracking up. I was like, bro, delete the picture. Like, we never gonna do this. Don't go nowhere with him. And now I'm also thinking to myself, like, how did that other guy feel? Like when he was like, nah, and he was looking around like, who's Penn Badgley? Like, who? Why does this random stranger want to have me for dinner? Like, wait, what? So much confusion. Oh my gosh. But it's still fun time. Kiki, what you got? That 10% was 100% wrong. I know. Listen, when I tell you I was sending my man pictures, I was like, bro, this is Penn Badgley. Look at the face, look at the jaw, look at the hair, look at the teeth. It ain't. Stop talking to him. Like, move away. Anyway, so anyway, I finally get to LA, right? And this is my first time going to the AAFCA Awards. I was supposed to go last year. I got sick. I couldn't make it. Broke my heart too because I missed out on so much. I had only a couple goals in mind, and one of the goals was just to really like network, you know what I'm saying, and like just kind of get to talk to people and get to meet people, and just really try and move my career forward one way or another, right? So, your boy, first of all, had to show up. Hold on now. Wait a minute now. I wore them shoes for a reason now. Okay, there we go. I want to make sure the shoes got in there. But I had to show up. And the thing is, you got to dress as if you important. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing I had in my mind was like, all right, I just want to fool people into thinking I'm somebody, But no, I'm just playing. But no, we did. I had the mission to do something because there was one person that was going to be there that I was dead set on meeting. Y'all know who that is. Nate Moore. Yes, that's right. I finally got to run into him. I told him I was going to see him again. Okay. He didn't know when. I didn't know when. But I said, if I see him, I'm going to talk to him again. And I did. We had an actual pleasant conversation. He was very, very generous, actually. He gave me about 10, 15 minutes, just talking. It was him, it was his wife, very, very nice lady as well. And now don't get it twisted now. Don't get it twisted, At first, he was like, "Oh, who are you again?" I was like, because I was like, "Hey, what's up, Nate Moore? How you doing?" Emmanuel Noisette, and he was like, E-Man. He was, okay. I was like, okay, that you get the E-Man. Okay, we on the same page. And we started talking. And here's the thing. Again, I wasn't gonna go and attack him or nothing like that. I was gonna have a conversation because there were things that I wanted to know on a personal level, and a professional level. So for example, I was just like, look, like, tell me about your background. Like, how did you become Nate Moore? Because you're the only Black executive producer, at Marvel Studios. And he gave me his little background and his story and how he moved up, and that was cool. And unfortunately, I can't say everything we talked about just because, I don't want to break any type of like I wasn't there to interview him. You know what I'm saying? So some things that were spoken of were off the record. I'm not saying he gave any Marvel secrets or nothing. It's just that wasn't that type of thing. That's all. But I asked him questions like yo, like how do y'all navigate criticism, you know? And then I threw it in there. I was like, like, what do y'all do when y'all have a movie that doesn't do too bad or too well, and y'all have to deal with that? Like, what do y'all do? And he was like, well, we certainly listen to fans. And I was like, oh, recast T'Challa. And he was like, exactly. And that just warmed my heart, you know what I'm saying? Because again, he understands what it was, but it made me appreciate that our voices do matter. Now, they might not agree with us, they might not do what we want, but at the end of the day, he did confirm that, like, because I was talking about Ant-Man at first and other stuff, but because Marvel Phase 4 has not been all that great. And then I threw in the recast of T'Challa, but he was like, no, like, exactly, like, we listen to those type of things and we try to adjust. And like, basically, the more he started talking to me about how they go about it, I was like, oh, okay, I can respect that, right? I might not agree with certain things. And he also acknowledged, like, look, sometimes people gonna like certain things, sometimes they not. We just have to kind of go with whatever we trust. And I was like, look, I can respect that, because at the end of the day, all we really want to do is be heard. You know what I'm saying? And he, let me not talk about that. But at the end of the day, that was the main thing. And I appreciated the fact that he at least did talk about that. But either way, really, it was really good to kind of get in the head of how they do certain things. I mean, I asked him another question straight up. I was like, look, like, have y'all ever thought about doing this or doing that, right? And he gave me a pretty general answer. This is nothing. The only reason I'm sharing this is because he said this already in other interviews. But he was like, there are a lot of good stories. There are a lot of different things that we could go do and we could go try. But, if you do this, that means you can't do that. And if you do this, you can't do that. So I was like, okay, all right. That makes sense. Every time y'all make a choice, y'all are basically saying that this idea was better than that idea, or it was worth more. So I'm remembering this now. Okay. So I'm remembering this in the future when y'all decide to go put something out. And I'm not saying Nate Moore makes all the decisions, but when y'all decide to go put your eggs in one basket and fans have been telling you to go do something else, I'm going to remember that. I'm just going to say, I'm going to remember that. So anyway, I appreciated his time. I appreciated the fact that he even, sat there. It didn't seem like he was, trying to play me. It wasn't like he was annoyed or nothing. Like, he kept it 100, and I appreciate that. Like, I can't, he knows where I stand on stuff. You know what I'm saying? I know where he stands on things, and at the end of the day, what else can you do? Like, you could just be like, all right, we agree to disagree, but it's all love at that point. Because at the end of the day, he's a fan of all the comics and stuff. I'm a fan. We all fans. It's just we got differences of opinion. So, it is what it is. But like I said, shout out to him for again, just giving me the time, because he didn't have to. He could have gone off somewhere else, hung out with his wife or whatever. But he still got a chance to, like, just give me a little time. What else happened? Oh, I almost forgot. So who else was there? So I didn't get a picture with him, but Omarion was there as well, with his brother. The only thing I was thinking was like, bro, don't you eat no watermelon here, don't eat no fruit, we don't need that here. And yeah, so I didn't get that. I had no idea he was that short. Like, Omarion's like up to here to me. Like, I was just like, it's a little guy, like, no shade or nothing to the short folks. I'm just saying, my man's like right here. And I was just like, oh, You're Omarion. Oh, okay. All right. I passed on that though. I passed on that. 'Cause look, I was there for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to get the photos, the celebrities and stuff like that, but I'm like, look, I'm about my business. Okay, I want to talk to some bosses. But anyway, let me give y'all some more. Um, okay, Dr. Jason Johnson. This was hilarious. So, in case y'all don't remember, back during the recast T'Challa campaign, he was probably one of the first blue check mark people with a standing, people with recognition, with respect in the industry. He was one of the first people that was like, hell yeah, Marvel should recast T'Challa. Hell yeah, they should go ahead. And he did posts about it. He went on different TV shows about it. And I was like, yo, thank you. Right? Like, this was big, for us, for the campaign at the time, to have somebody with a reputation bigger than me to actually talk about this, right? So I walk up to him and I was like, Dr. Johnson, how you doing? My name is Emmanuel Noisette. I just wanted to tell you, I could tell he don't know me. He's like, oh, okay, all right, And I was like, I just wanted to thank you for for being a voice for the recast T'Challa petition, for the campaign. Like, I started the petition. And he was like, whoa, 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 you started this? You started? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, we got to take a selfie. Yo, come on. We got to say, I was like, wait a minute, sir. I came to take a selfie with you. Like, wait a minute. This is not how this is supposed to go. Cheese, but I was just like, this is not how that, what? When I tell you, this man was like, he was like, man, I've been telling people about T'Challa, and man, I love what you were saying in the petition and the online and the Twitter and the back and forth. And I was just like, yo, this is wild because I'm a fan of you. Yo, we had that little black guy moment, where he's like, yo, you dope. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm trying to get like you, man. You dope. He's like, nah, man, you fresh. I'm like, nah, you clean. Like, we just sitting there just we just complimented each other, at that point. But either way, it was just so funny because I'm like, I'm coming up to you because I respect what you do, because he's a host on MSNBC. He talks politics and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm a fan of yours. And he's like, brother, I'm a fan of you. And I was like, what? So that was just kind of cool. I did not expect that at all. Like, I was just like, bro, like, chill out, because I don't know how to operate. I don't know how to process this. but no, it was just so cool. Very good guy. So that was really fun. So at this time, Will Smith did come in to the event, but this is gonna be the third time I was in the room with Will Smith and I did not get a chance to take a picture with him. That's all I want, because I've been a fan of Will Smith for the longest. Y'all already know how I feel on the slap situation. I'm over it. It's whatever. I still think he's like one of the best actors of our time. And I was a little heartbroken that I didn't get a chance to take a picture with him, because I've been in the room with him like at least 2 or 3 different times, but something always happened that just prevented me from like getting to him. And this time was no different. I mean, he had a whole entourage. I mean, it's Will Smith. He got security, top flight, everything, people swarming him. I'm all the way on the other side of the room. I'm like, all right, it's all good. I'm gonna catch him at the end of the event. Wrong. My man took his award, said his speech, everybody clapped, and he was gone, dipped out of there. That was it. And I was like, dang it, I missed him again. So one day we gonna get Big Willie. We gonna get him on here one day. But y'all, this made up for it. Okay, this made up for it. Let me tell you something. Is his wife still here? Hold on, let me see. She's still here? Honey, you still here? I love you. Okay. Mrs. E-Man, you still? Y'all see her around? Okay. I think the coast is clear. Y'all, I met Meagan Good. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. I want y'all to understand Meagan Good was right there. Okay. And that's I don't know. Huh? Hold on. Okay, dear, I was just playing. Just relax. Relax. I was just playing, babe. I was just playing. No, I'm just playing. But no, Meagan Good, like, first of all, super nice. I cannot tell y'all how freaking nice she is. She stopped and took pictures with everybody. She was very kind. Listen, you cannot do that. Put that away. Please put that away. Stop. 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 It, look. Can we not? Can we not? Can we not? Can you go listen? Okay. I love you. Can you go away? Miss Good is a very nice person.
Read it the way we rehearsed.
She ugly. I don't even like her. She
got
got a big old water head,
head.
and she little. She little. She's little. She's
like
so
juice.
little.
You don't want
I like the juicy stuff.
Look like you mean.
I'm done. I'm good. That's it. That's it.
And I'm still watching.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Where did you get the drill from? Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. What was you talking about? So she's a very fine actress. She does a good job on Harlem. I went and talked to her and I was like, look, I've been a fan of yours since my cousin Skeeter and my wife, who I love with all my heart, is a fan of you on Harlem and all that. She took a picture. It was great. That's all we're gonna talk about. That's it. I don't have nothing else to say about that. So that's that on that. Now, moving on. I also got a chance to run into Danielle Deadweiler. Now, Danielle, in case you did not know, Danielle played Mammy. She played the mother of Emmett Till in the movie Till. And in case you didn't know, with all the controversy and all that, she got snubbed. Now, I'll be the first to say, I don't think Till needed to be nominated for like 50 categories or whatever. But Danielle did need to be nominated at least for Best Actress. If you've seen Till, you know she acted her tail off in that movie and was well deserving to at least be nominated, right? I would have said she could win too, but at least to be nominated. But when I tell you she got, so this is why I was so happy that AAFCA and many other organizations like recognized her, awarded her, and I think everybody really showered her with just love and praise and appreciation for her role. And I told her that too. I was like, look, like, what they did to you was bogus, but I'm glad that you're getting your due right now. Again, super nice, extremely talented. And I told her we was gonna fight for her. We was gonna fight for her. And she was so nice, so nice. And Roy Woods Jr., my man, this guy, when I tell you, funny on the spot. Like, sometimes you'll meet like a comedian, you'll meet somebody and you'll think like, okay, maybe they just funny on camera, but then, like off camera, they just not like that. Or no, Roy. Okay, you have met a Roy in your life. Roy is that funny cousin of yours that always got people cracking up. Roy is that dude that you go to the club with and he's just automatically gonna make sure y'all have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even, it's just no words need to be spoken. He didn't even know my name. Okay, but we already having conversations, passing jokes, right off beat. Like, it's just like that, right? So yes, all you have to do is just understand Roy Woods Jr. is the real deal. And yeah, that guy right there, that's a cool brother right there. That is a cool brother. Very, very happy that I got a chance to meet him. And then of course we had the other queen in the building, the woman king herself, Viola Davis. Y'all, I don't know if I'll see if I can get the video for it, but I had the chance to save Viola Davis's life. Yes, I know. I don't want to brag about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. I might have saved Viola Davis's life. Let me tell you how. So I get called up. All of us, all the members, we got a chance to go on stage, okay? Because we got to, all the AAFCA members got a chance to present the last award to the last, winner, right? And the winner, went to Viola Davis and the other producers and all that. And as she was being called up, right, she had to walk up these stairs, and the stairs, they, they had like carpeting and stuff. There were no rails or nothing. Y'all, I saw her take one step. I said, I almost ran like the Flash. I almost did the weird run. I was like, Miss Davis, hold on. Let me help you up here. Let me help you up these stairs real quick. And she was just like, "Ooh, thank you," because I didn't want to mess up and fall. And I was like, "Ma'am, I would never let that happen." And let that queen go up on stage just like that. Boy, when I tell you, that's all 3 seconds I needed. That's all I need. I saved the queen. Okay, I saved the woman queen, king, wing, whatever they want to call it. That's all I needed. So the reason why, but here's the thing. The reason why I did that, or the reason why it triggered in my mind, and I don't know if y'all saw this, and it pains me to even think about it, which is why I try not to even share it. It was a couple weeks ago or something like that. Halle Berry was at another award ceremony, and she was walking up something, and she tripped and busted her face. Y'all know how I feel about Halle now, okay? But I was like, I can't let that happen again. If I'm gonna be there, I can't let that happen. I told that to Miss Viola. I was like, look, Halle tripped last time. I wasn't gonna let that happen to you. And she was like, "Ooh, thank you so much. I appreciate you." And that's how, I had to get in her way and just be like, "Ma'am, can I just get a quickie, just a quick little selfie?" And she stopped, and super nice as well. So I was just too happy about that. But yeah, so that was it for those encounters. I mean, there was some other, Ryan Coogler was there. I did not get a chance to get to him. He also dipped out a little early. Jordan Peele was there. I didn't get a chance to get to him. That's another person I'd love to meet as well. Who else was there? Oh, of course, Angela Bassett was there. She did the thing or whatever, so but I already got what. Sometimes, like, if you already kind of get your little picture, like, you don't want to crowd them and be like too much of a fan. So I was like, all right, it's cool. But other than that, night was fantastic. I had a great time, and it was absolutely fantastic. Oh, there we go. So yeah, my guy was there as well, from the movie blog. He did a pro move too, because like Ryan Coogler was walking, my man just got up right in front of him, was like, "Bam, Ryan, you mind taking a picture?" Click. All right, thanks, bye. It's like, man, I was proud of that. That was a pro move right there. Pro move. But anyway, fantastic night, man. I'm so mad because, like, I actually have, y'all gonna have to remind me. There was, I think I went to the Celebration of Black Cinema Awards, and I don't think I ever shared it with you guys. I don't know why, but I had that and a whole bunch of other stories. So hopefully I'll remember to post those one day and share those with you. There were some other funny stories with those too, because this, you have to keep in mind, this was my first time being around these many celebrities. And when I tell you I messed up so many times, when I tell you I said so many dumb things, like, remember what I told y'all with Kevin Hart, Kevin on stage, and how I was just saying dumb stuff and doing dumb. Whew, it was 10 times worse. I'll try and save that for another live. But my goodness, I was bad. Dear, I had a great time. You know what I meant. Relax, okay? I had a great professional time networking. You know, okay. We're good on that. I think it's time to move on. Let's grab some of these comments here. Let me scroll up before things start taking a different turn. My man Derek Gaines. I knew it. E-Man is E Hollywood. Man, I wish. Oh man, I wish. Nah, listen, I told you I'm trying to fake the funk. You know, I'm trying to just be in the room in case something happens. You know, I slip in through the back door. You know, so I ain't there yet. Listen, when they fly me out and pay for my hotel, yeah, okay, now we talking. But I ain't there yet. You know, E-Man is still. Listen, I sit on the outside tables, you know, in the back. I don't sit in the front row. You know, I don't sit with all them. Not yet. My man Tane, what's going on? Just wanted to say I'm proud of you, my brother, and appreciate all you do bringing this community together. And Meagan Good, woo, man, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you saying woo. It did not come from me. That was you. I'm just quoting you for anyone watching about that. But yes, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it, man. Like, I'm just trying to do what I can, move up, do some things, and I'm taking y'all with me. Listen, if I move up, we move up. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, don't you worry. My man Mike, what's going on? He ain't playing, y'all, bro. It's at least worth one drill hole. And you better say it right. I don't want no drill holes. No, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Natalie, what's going on? Cut the live, man. This is it's over with, right? It's done. I know. It was almost a wrap right there. I know. I did see my life flash before my eyes for a second there. You're right. Thank you for that. All right, let's move on. We actually got news and stuff to talk about. Listen, that woo was a quote, and he put all the E's in there. I didn't do that. I'm reading like I normally do. You see the trouble, y'all? Listen, y'all don't get me in trouble now. Leave me alone. All right, let's see. Let's do some quick stuff here. Hellboy. Now I don't know about y'all. I've loved Hellboy for a long time. I like the Guillermo del Toro movies. The first two, the third one, trash. Oh my god, the third one was gutter booty juice trash. So bad. I was mad. Now I did like you know, the actor, but like the writing, the editing, the action, everything, it was forgettable. I don't even remember what happened because that movie was so bad. And now, why not? They want to do a reboot. Now, we talked about the fact that they were going to reboot this, but apparently they got a new actor to do this. And this is who they got. Jack Kesey. Jack Kesey. Who is Jack Kesey? I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying I don't know who Jack Kesey is. But apparently he's gonna be the new Hellboy. He's gonna be under makeup, so that's cool. But I just have no idea who he is. I've never heard of him, you know. And let's see. I guess he was in Without Remorse. I barely remember that movie. Yep, nope. Oh, he was in Deadpool 2. Black Tom. Who was Black Tom? Do y'all remember Black Tom? I don't. Okay. He was in Baywatch, another movie I did not watch. Oh, he was in The Strain. Gabriel. Okay, I don't. He was in Ray Donovan. Butch. All right, who's watched Ray Donovan? Is Butch good? A big character? I don't know. That's about it. That's all I got. That's somewhat name brand. Listen, all I know is I don't know. None of this gave me confidence for this movie, for this reboot. None of it. I'm not looking forward to it. Y'all gonna have to give me one hell of a trailer, pun intended. Y'all gonna have to give me a trailer that clearly touched the supernatural to get me into this, because I'm just not There's nothing about this that's compelling. There's just nothing. You end off in the franchise. The last movie was terrible. And then again, no shade to my man Jack here, but you get somebody that's not even got the star name appeal to bring me in. Man, I hope y'all had like something else. I'm gonna need something else. Like, I don't know. They're gonna have to have one crazy trailer, or somebody else gonna have to be joining in or something, because this is not looking promising. But anyway, let me know what you think about it. Are you interested? Are you gonna give Hellboy a chance? What is it gonna take to get you convinced? Will it be a trailer, or are you just gonna be like, nah, never mind? Let's see what we got. Puma, what you got? He was in Claws, Niecy Nash's boyfriend. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. That didn't help. But hey, if he's good, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying I haven't seen him. I haven't heard much about him. And if you don't at least have a household name, at least to draw attention, it's kind of hard to drum up my interest. But anyway, let's move on. We got y'all done made Idris mad. Now I don't know if y'all recall, Idris Elba. One thing that he's always, that one thing that's always been about him is, people have talked about how they wanted him as the new Black James Bond and stuff like that. Obviously, that's not happening. Because the producers want to go in a different direction. They want to go younger. And one thing that he talked about was like, look, like I'm Luther, right? I'm Luther. He's got that movie out, he's got the series out, that's his character. And back in the past, recently actually, he had talked about like he didn't really want to be defined as a Black actor. He just wanted to be defined as an actor, right? And some people went out of their way to take his comment and make it seem as though he was rejecting his Blackness, right? Like he doesn't want to, like he one of those people that say, I don't see color, I'm colorblind, I don't want to be Black, okay. He had something to say about that. I have something to say about it, but he had something to say in regards to that. So let me kind of go to his quote real quick. He said, I feel as I get older, I'm 50 now. We all have fears of saying too much, oversharing and whatnot. And in this day and age, it's really difficult to have an opinion if you're in the public eye, because it gets overly scrutinized, taken out of context, thrown into some sort of BS, zeitgeisty social media argument. Me saying I don't like to call myself a Black actor is my prerogative. That's me, not you. So for you to turn around and say to me, I'm denying my Blackness, on what grounds? Did you hear that? Where am I denying it? And for what? It's just stupid, whatever. That's how they be saying it in English. Whatever, bruv. Whatever. So I hear what he's saying. I totally hear what he's saying. And I think what he's not saying is, why do we even get into these conversations, right? Why does this even become a thing? Why do you feel and it's not just actors, like this is people in all different type of professions, right? Like you don't want to just be a Black artist or a Black doctor or a Black this or a Black that, because you don't hear that label when it comes to whiteness, do we? You don't hear people talk about white actors or white doctors or white like you're just that profession, right? But this is kind of a byproduct of white supremacy ideology. Okay. Now, for some of you that get triggered by that word or that term, I'm not talking about people walking around with, white hoods and hating Black people or Jewish people. I'm not talking about that. White supremacy ideology is basically a notion, it's a way of thinking where whiteness is normalized. It's the default, right? So when you talk about crime, you talk about black on black crime, but you never talk about white on white crime. When you talk about something on the news, like, oh, the robber of the bank was black versus, oh, the killer was a killer if they happen to be white. Like, it just doesn't come up. So you see a lot of black actors. I think Donald Glover also talked about this, Idris Elba. I think, don't quote me on it, I think Taraji P. Henson also mentioned it, where basically they're like, look, when you put that label, that qualifier of, oh, they're just a black actor, then it kind of gives the impression that they can't do anything else. It gives the impression that, I don't know, they're going to be stereotyped and limited, where they can only show up in Tyler Perry movies, or on Tubi or something like that, right? Or on BET. But if you're just labeled as an actor, now people are forced to look at you for your talent and for what you actually do. And that's all he's really saying. Nia Long. Thank you so much, Kiki. Yeah, Nia Long had said it, right. So, that's kind of all that's really being said, and if people want to look at like the surface level stuff of like, oh, he said he doesn't want to be a black actor, like, take a moment and just think. No, he wants to be viewed for what he can do, just like everybody else, right? So I'm not mad at that. And he's right. It is stupid. I even for myself, right? I will say I'm a film critic. Now, at times I'll be like, by the way, I'm a black film critic because, in case it wasn't obvious, but I'm not limited to just black content. I'm not limited to just talking about black stuff. I talk about all of it, but I do come with a unique perspective because I am black, right? So I totally agree with him. I definitely think it's stupid. I think it is absolutely I think he is on point with it. But you let me know, what do you think about Idris Elba, his comments about not wanting to be a black actor and just an actor, and basically how he thinks it's stupid that people even coming at him about that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, let's move on. What else do we have? Oh boy. All right, now we have been covering The Last of Us, or at least I've been doing it for the most part. I skipped the last 2 episodes, but I think we can probably catch up by the next one. Now, just in case, for anyone who has not played the game or who has not watched the show at all, so let's try and keep it spoiler free. But I'll say this, as someone who hasn't played the games, I've told y'all that. As someone who has not played the games, I've been enjoying the show thus far, right? Because the show is giving me a story that's interesting, it's compelling, and I like, all the little things that they're doing. And along with that, I know from again, not playing the games, but hearing about the games, like just from an outsider's perspective, I've heard how the games people have loved it and people have been divisive about it. And it sounds like the show is not going to be any different. So we have the star of the show, and she said here that she believes that season 1 finale is going to be divisive. Matter of fact, she said specifically, it's going to divide people massively. Massively. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Now, I know the choices that were made in season 2, somebody had spoiled it for me for the second game. So, I kind of know what happens, at least in the beginning. I know why people were upset in the beginning of the second game. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm not going to carry that into this show, because what they did, from what I heard in the beginning of the second game, maybe they don't do that in the show. Maybe they don't, right? Again, I'm not spoiling it, but because one thing we've also noticed is that the show is not afraid to take different directions with different things. I mean, think about the infected. The infected do not operate the same way that they do in the show, right? So there's plenty of creative differences here. And here's the other thing. Look at Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman. I don't know if you knew this, but like in the comic book, Rick Grimes, in The Walking Dead, that's not, a lot of the characters are not the way that they were in the comics. They changed a lot of stuff for the show. I mean, there's a character who literally loses their arm for the whole series. Like, that's it. And that's it, right? Michonne's character, she's crazy. In the comics, she's crazy. But in the show, she's sane, she's cool, she's, got her little ninja sword and all that. So I'm hoping that what they did in the game is not what she's talking about. However, it does make me very nervous because we've already seen people grumbling that this show caters a little too much to the LGBTQ and stuff like that. Even though from what I've been told and what I've heard, a lot of this stuff was already baked into the game. So I don't really know what people are upset about. If they already alluded to something, if they already showed something, what are y'all complaining about? But here's what gives me kind of the part that gives me a little apprehension, because I don't know what direction they're going to go in. But I do remember a very popular show. Very, very popular show. Y'all might remember this one too. Matter of fact, it was also on HBO. Game of Thrones. That last season. If y'all remember, what did Danny say? Danny had said something like this. Amelia Clark or whatever. She had an interview right before the season started. And they were like, "Ooh, how you gonna feel? How do you think fans are gonna feel about the next episode, the next season?" And she was like, she gave y'all the look. And what happened to that last season of Game of Thrones? So I'm just hoping that we do not get to that point. I'm hoping that if they're talking about it's divisive, it's for a creative decision that's still at least compelling. At least compelling, right? It's one thing, like, you can have a decision made. Okay, I'll give you an example. In Man of Steel, which I like Man of Steel, right? It was divisive in terms of the final act of the movie having Superman actually kill somebody. To me, that's a good division. That's good conversation. Should he kill somebody? Should he never kill nobody? Was he right? Was he wrong? Did this betray the comics? Blah, 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 blah. To me, that's good conversation. That's a good level of division that I can hang with. But if you're going to say division or divisive massively at that, because the decision is just terrible, that's where I'm going to get a little nervous. So I don't know. How do y'all take what she said, Bella Ramsey? How do you feel about her comments about the finale? Not the whole season, but just that season finale being very divisive. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you have a spoiler, please label it spoiler or just avoid them altogether. But I just hope we don't do a Game of Thrones again. That's all I hope. I just don't give me a Game of Thrones. You want to give me something controversial? You want to do something crazy? Like, fine. But just don't Game of Thrones me, man. Don't do that. All right. Puma, what you got? Scott Adams, Dilbert canceled. Yes, bring back the Boondocks for real, folks. Let's get back to our senses. Black history, recast the child is still. Man, Scott Adams, talk about a guy who just don't get it. It's like, and I don't know the guy personally. If y'all have been watching, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because it's not really my lane per se, but this was the guy that created Dilbert. and he got canceled because he looked at some poll and saw that like black folks didn't agree with the idea of it's okay to be white or something like that. And he was like, well, I'm gonna stay away from black people, and I'm just gonna move away, and I'm just gonna, live in a neighborhood with lower black people, and I'm not gonna help black people, and blah blah blah. Basically, even though he thought what he was saying was echoing something of common sense, he didn't realize that he was really dog whistling to a bunch of white supremacists, and I'm talking about the hateful kind now. He didn't realize he was dog whistling white supremacist talking points and thought processes. Okay. So, like, when you sit here and act as though black people are racist because black people reacted to a term that actually white supremacists use, it's okay to be white. When has it never been okay to be white? It's only and primarily white supremacists that say that, and that kind of shakes black people a little bit differently. Okay, given history, context, slavery. I mean, where do we start? So, it was funny that he was getting canceled or whatever because all these newspapers canceled his stuff or whatever, and what was funny to me about it was that sometimes you have people that think that they're saying something smart, but they don't realize how ignorant they really are. Like it's one of those things where, like, you've clearly never read a book about how to be anti-racist. Like, you're operating on your own mindset of what it is, but you have no real clue of what it really means. But either way, it is what it is. Man, I wish the Boondocks would come back. That would be great because I'm pretty sure they'd have a dope episode about that. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate you, Puma. Sim, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Just on sending thanks. Thank you so much. Having this live got me through a rough day. Okay, I do diversity and inclusion work, and it can be tough these days. This got me through the day. Through today, I'm here. Do what y'all do, EFAM. Y'all are beautiful to me. Sim, thank you so much, and I appreciate the work that you're doing. It's hard. It's definitely hard. Like it's you're talking about, especially being in a space where this country, if you look at the history, has always been resistant. I'm not saying no progress has been made. I'm saying there's always been some resistance to diversity and inclusion and just not being racist. Okay. Again, we've made progress, but there's always some pushback. So being even in that space of diversity and inclusion, no matter what field you in, I totally understand. The mere fact that they created it means that you have a job to do, right? It means you got some work, so I applaud you. Shout out to you for doing the work, and hey, keep your head on straight, because it can be tough out there. My goodness, Sim, back at it. Thank you so much. Oh, and me and the boys just discovered the sour Albanese gummies. What? So good. First of all, let's go to this non-sponsored break and grab me a little quick Albanese as well. But yes, hey, them sours be on point too. Okay, I just can't handle all the sour ones too much because they hit you like right there. When it's too sour and they hit you right under the jaw, you like, I can only eat like 2 or 3 of them at a time. But shout out to you and the boys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. My man Derek Gaines. I love The Last of Us. It's so different. Man, give me Albanese number. I had 3 bags last month. Yikes. Then I turned my nurse on to them. Great. They need to sponsor your show. Look, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I told you, it's so funny. I literally called them, talked to them. I was like, yo, y'all don't understand. I be putting, what? Y'all don't like advertisement? Like, y'all don't want no press? Y'all just want to sit in the corner of Walgreens and just chill out? Don't y'all want people to get y'all stuff? Y'all don't understand. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to make a highlight reel of all my Albanese moments and let them know, like, y'all missing out. Y'all missing out. All right, let's move on. What else do we have? Oh, okay. Ooh wee. So I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this or not, but I just thought it was interesting because I just got into this long argument with my it was more of a debate, more of a conversation. Me and my editor, we get into these conversations, and it was funny because I was like, man, I don't know if I should talk about this. But then I was like, man, you know what? If we could have a conversation, then I'm sure everybody else can have a conversation, right? And the question came up of like, look, is James Gunn a liar? Right? Is he a professional liar? Right? And it came up because recently James Gunn, y'all already know, James Gunn has been responsive. He has been talking on social media about everything, anything DC. Like, my man will squash this rumor or he'll respond to this or whatever. Right? Okay. So recently he got caught up in another conversation with somebody else online. And this was about Ben Affleck directing the Brave and the Bold Batman movie, right? So one of the fans basically say, like, yo, didn't James Gunn say in a previous interview that Affleck's not directing Brave and the Bold? I get that Gunn is something of a professional liar, but still, Jesus, professional liar. So now Gunn did say that Affleck's not returning in his DCU. However, that they've been in talks and that he might direct something, right? He might direct something, but he never said he was going to direct Brave and the Bold or whatever. So while this was going on, Gunn responded, right? And he was like, for years, it's been my commitment to the fans that I will never, ever, he ain't say that, never lie to them. And I never have. I'd be very curious about what it is you think I've lied about. So James Gunn basically was like, yo, show me them receipts, son. Show me them receipts. So this fan pulled them out. Now, I can't really show you too much of it because it's kind of the images were just not all that great and they kind of blurred out and stuff like that. But, like one of the things that was kind of brought up was James Gunn said, let me see if I can even read it because it's terribly blurred. James Gunn was responding to someone and said, thanks for that compliment, but I would never want Walter Hamada at DC or Kevin Feige's job at Marvel. So they sat here and this person basically was accusing him of being a liar because now James Gunn is the head of DC, right? So James Gunn was like, okay, hold on. Before you start getting out of pocket, he was like, look, neither of those things were lies. Let me get this up here. He said, neither of these were lies. I was offered Superman, but did Suicide Squad instead. A few years later, I saw how to tackle Superman and took it on. I didn't want to be the sole CEO of DC, but when they came and offered it to me and Peter, I said yes because I could focus on the creative side. Then he goes on and says, again, I've never once lied to the fans and never will. That doesn't mean I'm never going to change my mind about anything. All right. So I bring this up, and a lot of it was because I could relate, right? And one thing I noticed, and I would definitely, it's kind of the gift and the curse of making yourself so available. And I think James Gunn definitely needs to pick his battles a little bit more, a little better. Like, you can't respond to everybody. You can't respond to everything because what's happening here is there are people out there that are committed a lot of times, whether it's bias, whether it's prejudice, whether it's just literally they don't understand logic and they just think in a way different way. There are sometimes a lot of people out there, especially on the internet, that will just be committed to twisting your words. They will twist your words, they'll misinterpret your words, they will literally just make stuff up. I mean, again, I can relate. Remember this? Recast T'Challa. Why do you hate black women? What? Recast T'Challa. How come you don't want no other black superheroes? What? Like, what? I mean, it's wild. It's wild how people will take something you said in a conversation about something similar, take that, twist it, and be like, see, you said this, so it must mean this to confirm my bias. And James Gunn is falling into it. Now I understand why Kevin Feige don't talk to nobody on social media. Like, now I get it. Because he like, man, do y'all know every word Kevin Feige would say, people hang on that like gold. Like, this person they took his quote where he said, I didn't want to be like Walter or Kevin Feige. Meaning, I didn't want to be the one person that was in charge. And he was like, yo, I said it was different when they said I could tag team. That's not a lie. It's just more context. It's more clarity. And unfortunately, people don't really understand the difference. Anyway, all I know is there is a difference, because I ain't gonna leave James Gunn off the hook now. Okay. Sometimes these executives do they do a little double speak. And sometimes they will say things in a very ambiguous way, probably for legal reasons or other reasons. And they leave themselves open to these things as well. If you leave yourself open to interpretation, you also can't be terribly upset if people run with their own imagination. So it's a catch-22 in some cases. But man, it's wild. I don't know. For me personally, I don't like it when people misconstrue whatever you say, because I'm pretty sure nobody wants that in return. I just wish people would be a little bit more, I don't know, honest or respectable about it. Like, you could ask questions. You could hold him accountable. Like, yo, did you mean this? Or do you mean that? Like, ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, let people dig their own hole if that's what you're trying to do, rather than trying to create something that's not really there just to gotcha them at the end. But anyway, I don't know. How did y'all feel about James Gunn? Do you think that CEOs at this point talk too much? Do you think that they leave themselves open to this type of criticism and that's just on them? Or do you think that people are just crazy? You know what I'm saying? And they just twist things around. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, we're going to stick with DC, huh? Okay. We could do that. I think we talked about this before, where Shazam, ever since James Gunn took over DC, a question has come up of like, yo, is Shazam gonna stay? Like, does Shazam fit in the new vision for DCU? And everything is kind of like up for grabs, right? Because until the Flash comes around and does whatever the Flash does in terms of resetting things, nobody really knows what's gonna happen with Shazam. Nobody knows what's gonna happen with Blue Beetle. Nobody knows what's gonna happen with Aquaman. I mean, I think the more logical things, Aquaman or Jason Momoa is gonna become a Lobo. I think Blue Beetle's gonna stay and be fine. And Shazam really is gonna depend on how they do in the box office. But before we get to that, the actor, Zachary Levy, or Zach Levy, had some thoughts. And y'all, I thought these thoughts made a lot of sense, So, he basically has said that, like, him and James Gunn are being cool, and they've been matter of fact, James Gunn was the one that helped him get the role of Shazam back when Peter Safran was trying to be a producer on there. And he was like, look, like, I'm happy with this role, but here's what he ended up saying, though. Like, I need y'all to check this out. Hold on, where is it at? There we go. He said, I feel good that there's a future for Shazam, even if they have to rejigger. What is rejigger? Rejigger the role, and there's another actor or whatever. The character is great. The character needs to keep going, but other than that, I don't know how it's all going to come together. I'm just taking it day at a time, trusting a day at a time, one step in front of me, one step in front of the other, and trying to work on me and the best to be the best me. Man, oh man, what a crazy concept. The character should continue. Shazam? The character with like literally little to no legacy, but I love his energy. Another actor could totally step into the role. That's how much this actor cares about this character. What a concept. He doesn't even mind if somebody else plays this role. He's not worried about his legacy being tarnished. He's not worried about this character dying off. I love it. I love it. I don't know why, but it makes me feel good inside. I don't know. Anywho, he did mention though the future of Shazam, and this is where I'm concerned. Matter of fact, I feel like there's some red flags. Now, I've told y'all in the past that when it comes to red flags with movies, there are a couple things to be aware of. And there are a couple signs to see when a movie is probably not going to do very well. One will be when the studio sits here and tells you, we made this for the fans. We cared about the audience, and that was it. And as you know, like, okay, I get it. I'm part of the press. Now, I'm a fan too, but I get it. I'm a content creator. I'm a journalist, film critic, whatever. That's a bold-faced lie. Okay? It's a bold-faced lie. And you know why it's a lie? Because when the movies do well and the press and the critics give it high ratings, what's the first thing they talk about? Ooh, we 98% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Ooh, it's critically acclaimed. Ooh, look at this fancy quote from this fancy critic. Ooh, look at this award that the critics gave them. It's all good when the critics love it. But when the critics actually tell you the truth about your movie, now it's all for the fans. Now it was never about that. Y'all just wanted to have fun. Now it's all about only the audience. Oh, okay. All right. So again, we made it for the fans. Red flag. Venom. Second one, when you don't see official reviews. I'm not talking about, oh, I saw the movie, this is what I thought. I'm talking about like, here's my review, here's my score, here's da 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 da. When you don't see that early, that's a problem. You know why? Because they want to control the reaction. Because if a movie does get negative reviews too early on, people ain't gonna want to watch it. I'm not talking about the first wave, because you always gonna have that first wave of people that want to see the movie and make up their own mind, and that's great. I encourage y'all to do that all the time. There are some people that are like, oh, you said the movie's great, let me go see. There are other people that are like, yo, you said the movie sucks, let me go see. That's the first wave that I'm talking about. But that second wave, they can get persuaded. They like, all right, we're gonna let y'all be the test dummies. We're gonna let y'all see it first. And if the first wave don't like it, then maybe I'll wait on streaming. And then that's how the box office goes down. So when you see the reviews being held for a long time, if it gets closer and closer and closer to opening day and y'all don't see official reviews, red flag. I'm just going to say that this movie is giving red flags. From my understanding, the studio's not about to let nobody talk about this movie until almost the day it comes out. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. It just lets you know something is wrong. That's all. Now, do I believe this movie's going to be terrible? I already told y'all the trailer was not inspiring. Like, the trailer was kind of mediocre. I see this man fighting a dragon and two ladies, one old lady and Lucy Liu. Like, that's it. I am still disappointed that The Rock opted out in cameoing into the franchise and being Black Adam, but here we are. So, when Zach Levy talks about the future of Shazam in DCU, I don't know. Like, it's not. I mean, somebody might have to get recast. I don't know if you need this character either. So, all I'm saying is, listen, I'm hopeful. I root for every movie. I hope every movie comes out, surprises me, or meets my expectations and gets 10 times. But I hope all of them succeed. But dang it, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing, what year is this? We in 2023. I've been doing this for 10 years. 10 years. That's a long time. Jesus. 10 years. So at some point, you start to notice the trends. Okay. My critic senses. I don't know about this one, Davey. I don't know. So anyway, y'all let me know, how are you feeling about Shazam 2? Are you still excited for it? Maybe some of y'all are cool with it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. All right. I got some comments. Y'all, we are doing great on time. No 3 hours. Rhonda, what you got? First of all, 11 damn likes. Come on now, y'all. Yeah, come on. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. I appreciate y'all. If y'all do it. Let's see. I stand corrected. Yay, keep them likes coming. Appreciate them all. Hey, and sub, by the way. If y'all have not been subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That definitely means a lot to me. Lets me know that I'm doing something right, hopefully. Hold on. Actually, I gotta give some shout outs to some of y'all that are supporting. Eddie, thank you so much. Appreciate you for the $10 Cash App. Says been watching you for 4 years. Wow, appreciate you. Thank you so much, Eddie. Really appreciate you. Come through. We got Low Key coming through with the Cash App, the $25 Cash App. Thank you so much, Low Key. Always appreciate you for your very generous support. Really means a lot. Thank you so much. All right, now we got another one here. Now this was right off the y'all know Creed has just came out. So Creed has just came out. I already got my review up, so y'all can go check that out. It just opened this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. So you could definitely go check out Creed. And it was just kind of funny that while Creed was happening, this Corny Gate situation just started popping up. So like, if you didn't know, a lot of this was based off of a red carpet interaction with Michael B. Jordan and someone that apparently he went to school with. Let's see. I think I have the clip. Let's play the clip real quick. Hold on. Let's get ready. Okay, so let me add this up here. Okay, so here we go. I think her name is L'Oreal, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really follow her, so I apologize. But she had something to say. Well, she was interviewing him on the red carpet, and here's what he ended up saying. Check it out.
On the Hustle Show, we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name. But yeah, he is obviously killing things out here.
All right. So basically, as you heard, he was like, yeah, so the corny kid, huh? Yeah, and look how the tables have turned. Now, not a corny kid, is on the red carpet and all that. And now listen, she says that she didn't actually call him corny. That's what she said. But maybe she was part of that group. Listen, we all been to school, we all been in high school, like how it be, not the reason why this is getting even more, because when I first heard this, I was just like, all right, whatever, like it's whatever. But apparently, this is still an issue, or it's still happening, it's still coming up, because you even have people like Joe Budden, who was going off on Michael B. Jordan, because he was saying that what Michael B. Jordan did to her on the red carpet was corny, and he was out. So, I had no idea that this was like even a situation, but it did kind of it prompted me to ask y'all, like, do you feel like what he did was out of line? What was it out of line? Was it out of pocket for Michael B. Jordan, who now is at an elevated status, right? And he is being interviewed to kind of bring that up. Now, they do know each other. They went to school together, and apparently, maybe she was in the crowd calling him corny. I don't know. But it also made me wonder, what does it mean to be corny? Because I understand that the definition can change over time. I get it, maybe even by region, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, I do believe that Michael B. Jordan was corny, and I mean, my man was like an anime fan. He still is an anime fan. That's corny, right? He clearly has and here's the thing. I say that because I think I'm corny too. I'm pretty sure my wife would attest to that. She'd be like, yeah, he is corny, I don't care, like I'm fine with my corniness. But I've always just wondered, like, what people kind of define as corny, because I was like, okay, so what does that mean? He had home training? Did what he
Yes.
was? Did nobody call you?
Yes, you are.
Nobody called you. It's always co-signing. Anyway, like, I mean, what does that actually mean to be corny? He probably liked anime. Maybe my man was going Super Saiyan, during lunchtime or something. I don't know. Like, so, and it clearly stuck with him, because he was like, yo, I remember. But anyway, I just wanted to ask, how did y'all feel? What did y'all think? Was Michael B going overboard with it? Do you think that, listen, what goes around comes around? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call nobody corny. Don't, be careful with the names that you call. You never know who gonna rise up and be in a different position. Well, I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about that, because I just found this whole thing fascinating and actually kind of funny, just to talk about this. So let me know what you think. Let's see who we got here. Puma, Mackie is going to shine and blow your mind. In what? Oh, in Cap 4. Okay. All right. Listen, I let him come. Okay. I'm open to it. Let's do it. Let's see it. Prove me wrong. I already told y'all, Cap 4, don't be surprised if he got a whole ensemble with him. Don't be surprised. But hey, if he doesn't have a whole ensemble, okay, if he does not, I will be the first to say, yo, great job if he makes the movie 10 times better on his own. No co-star, no ensemble. If he could do it on his own, I'll be the first one to give my man props. First one. Trust me. And I'm also going to tell y'all I told y'all so if it doesn't pan out either. So anyway, listen, as a critic, I have no problem being wrong. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with my opinion either. My opinion could change and my perception will change. That just comes with the game. Tyra, thank you so much. She shouldn't have said we went way back, especially when the way back was them clowning him for having headshots in high school. Well, I mean, she did kind of bring that on herself, didn't she? I mean, like, and it's funny too that you mentioned that, because I've seen that happen where somebody you went to school with, and when you go to school, there are levels. Maybe you was part of the cool kids, maybe you was a jock, maybe you was a nerd, maybe you was this, whatever. There's all these politics in school or whatnot, right? And it'd be funny when somebody does make it and somebody else that was trying to play you come through and be like, man, we used to go to school and we was cool. No, we wasn't. No, we didn't talk. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that didn't happen, So yeah, it's interesting when people try and rewrite history like that. But thank you so much for that, Tyra. I appreciate you. My man Derek, you're in the doghouse tonight. You'll be sleeping next to Kobe. Move over, Kobe. I don't want to, because Kobe stank, man. Like, Kobe's been shedding lately a lot, and he's got the misses in her sniffles because she's allergic to dogs. But we got Kobe because he's hypoallergenic, right? Like, as a golden doodle. But this dude's dander is like everywhere, so I gotta brush him tonight and try and get rid of some of that dander or something, because she could barely even go downstairs. And it's just not good. It's not good. But I don't want to be down there with him. He stank. Dude smell like feet and Cheetos. Like, no, Fritos. Yeah. He got that the paw thing. Or I think it's the paws. I don't know. But we took him to the groomer like damn near twice, and he still came back funky. And I was like, bro, your feet stink. It's a problem. I've been trying to wipe them, spray them, do all this other stuff. Ugh, I don't know. But anyway, thank you for that, Derek. Sheldon, what you got? Hey, fam. No, I'm glad he called her out. Too many keyboard bullies, Budden and others, love to take shots. By the way, there's a difference between being corny and nerdy. This is true. I mean, man, I think I fell in both. I think I was both. I was nerdy, corny, goofy, silly. I was all of that. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But no, that's fine. Like, if you think that was fortunate, you think she got her comeuppance, like, hey, it is what it is. Be careful. Listen, you got to be careful with how you treat folks, right? You got to. But anyway, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Chris, cool. What you got? Albanese sugar-free gummies are great. Cocaine Bear has been getting a lot of great reviews this week. Do you think Creed can beat it this weekend? I do think Creed will beat it. Because I think Cocaine Bear is exactly what you think it is. And because Creed has been historically really good, I can see that bringing in that audience just who's curious about it. I think people might be more hesitant about Cocaine Bear just to see more reviews come out. But I could be wrong. Cocaine Bear could be like the next Fluke box office smash. I don't know. I personally have not seen it yet. It's one of those movies I don't think I probably should go see it in the theater, because there's a difference when you see certain comedies and crazy stuff, kind of like The Hangover, right? Like The Hangover, I'm not saying Cocaine Bear is like Hangover in terms of quality. I'm talking about the theater experience of when you're in a theater with people during a comedy, it uplifts the movie in way different ways. I first went and saw Hangover in the theater, and oh my gosh, that experience laughing, like, first of all, I had some girl like touching on me and like nudging me and doing all this crazy stuff. I was like, yo. I mean, we laughing, but yo, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's how that experience, how crazy it was, with just laughing and goofing around and stuff. So I hear that's kind of what Cocaine Bear evokes. It gets that communal experience. But Creed, I mean, we're on the third one, and it's Michael B. Jordan. You got the good hype. It's a good boxing flick. And that's also got good reviews too. I haven't seen anyone really trash Creed. So my money would be on Creed, but hey, anything could happen. Let's see. Thank you so much for that. Who we got here? Shay Lasso. Thank you. Honestly, MBJ did better than most, because if it were me, I probably wouldn't have entertained her or her questions at all. Call it what you will. You know what? I totally get that too, right? Like, I totally understand. People could have totally just been like, man, whatever, corny. All right, peace. You know, how corny is that? You know, he could have played it to the left all the way. You know, but I will say, like, even though people were trying to give him flack about it, he stayed and answered her question, you know. And look, as press, as a, you know, person that has interviewed people, that time is an asset, right? Like, when you can actually get talent to answer your question or whatever, now you have content. And when you have content, that helps you in the industry, because now people will be like, oh, you interview Michael B. Jordan. All right, cool. We can now give you another interview. Or, oh, you do this. Now we can give you that. So he still helped her out by even talking to her, because he could have just made her a viral moment. Now she is kind of viral, but in a bad way, in a more bad way. So I thought it was actually kind of professional of him on his part to still talk to her. And I thought that was actually kind of cool of him. All right, let's move on. Thunderbolts, yes. So well, Thunderbolts, we had a new there was a rumor that was going around that Steven Yeun, if you recall, Steven Yeun was Glenn from The Walking Dead. There was talks that he was going to be in a key role in the Thunderbolts and in multiple Marvel movies. Now, I didn't want to report on that last week because who knows what that could have meant. You know, who was he going to play? A older Adamus Child? Was he going to play, you know, just some random character that was going to get wasted somewhere else down the line? Who knows, right? However, it is now being reported that Steven Yeun is going to be the Sentry. That is going to be basically Marvel's unstable Superman. So, in case you did not know, Sentry is probably their version of Superman. He is one of the most powerful, you know, characters in the Marvel universe in the comics. He is so strong that he went toe to toe with World Breaker Hulk, right? So Hulk, when he was at his peak, Hulk, when he was demolishing, washing everybody, it was Sentry that had to go up against him and basically fight Hulk at a standstill, right? So this is a big deal. Now, as you can see, you know, from the little images or whatnot, this is a bit of a change in the look of the character, right? So Sentry has been like this traditionally blonde white guy, you know, and you already know, people was feeling some type of way about like, yo, that's not my Sentry. That's not how Sentry's supposed to look. Sentry got blonde hair. Like, he can't do this. Like, what y'all talking about? And look, I'll be the first to tell you, he would not be my first choice. Okay. And I'm not talking about, like, I do believe he's a good actor, right? But I'm like, if you just needed a big blonde white guy that can act, there's a lot of actors out there that can do that, right? Because something else about Sentry is he is mentally unstable, right? He's now, I don't know if they're going to change it for the story for Marvel or whatever, but in the comics, he has like split personalities and he's nuts. So if you want anyone to take on this role, you do need someone that can give you that duality at least, or that range in their acting ability. Now, again, Steven would not be my first choice. He would not. So I'm just going to have to kind of assume Marvel saw something here that was going to work. Because here's the other thing. If you were to tell me, I don't know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years, that you wanted a black man from last black man to San Francisco to play Kang the Conqueror and Jonathan Majors, I would have been like, why? I mean, I guess, but why? But Marvel saw something in him. And, later on, we all started to see that, like, oh, this brother can act. And it works. It's working out, in my opinion. So maybe something else. Maybe there's something there. Now, according to other rumors, they're saying basically that Steven's character or, Sentry could be another super soldier that's just gone on the loose. Like maybe you already know the government's been playing with super soldier stuff already. And this is what the Thunderbolts is about. They got to get these other super soldiers to come in, try and stop this other crazy super soldier. Maybe. Well, I don't know. But I will say this though, because I saw some of the fan art that was out there. I couldn't see it at first, but y'all, I can kind of see it here. I'm like, if you just make my man's hair blonde, that ain't too bad. It's not too far off. I mean, does that help y'all at all? Like, does he look a little better if he, got the blonde hair going? Now again, I don't think he, the hair is the hair, whatever. It's not like, Sentry's race is connected to his character at all. But I will tell you this, mini exclusive, nothing crazy, just a little tiny exclusive. I wouldn't be sharing this news because y'all know I don't really like doing rumors unless I can kind of verify them. I did verify this myself, checked all my sources and all that stuff, and it is legit. But from what also the other thing I heard was like, Steven been getting jacked. My man's been in the gym and my man's been putting on doing some things. So I'm like, you know what? If he's been putting in the work, and if he can, I'm not saying he got to come out like Chris Evans, because y'all remember when Chris Evans showed up in Captain America and big old man boobs came out. I was like, I'm Captain America. Now, if he has a transformation like that, I don't think anybody gonna complain. Look at even Buddy from the Eternals, the South Asian guy, like he got jacked up real quick, got on that Marvel plan, got jacked up real fast. So, maybe some muscles and some blonde hair might change people's minds. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, y'all let me know, how do you feel about Steven Yeun becoming Sentry in the Thunderbolts? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right. Come through. Thank you, Ty. Always with the super stickers. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Moving on. All right, let's just do some quick Ant-Man updates, y'all. So when it comes to Ant-Man, you already know how I feel about the movie. I didn't hate it. I don't love it, but I can do without it. It was all right to me. It was all right. And some people just didn't like it at all. Now, I'm not one of those people. Like I said, I'm not bashing the movie or anything like that. But it seems like audiences are not taking well to it. And one of the indications of that is this movie has sustained the worst box office drop for an MCU movie. Now, what does that mean? That basically means that, like, in opening weekend, a movie is going to make, Marvel movie will make, I don't know, $100 million or something crazy like that. 50 million, 75 million, whatever. Every time the earning rate goes up, right, in the first weekend, it's always going to drop, right? Because it's not just going to get even more people. You're going to get the most excited people for a movie at first. And then once you get that peak, now it's a question of, like, how long you can sustain it. Well, this movie has, let me see, who else had the other one? Let's see. Oh, it only earned 32 million. Yikes. Yeah. You know what it's compared to? Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow dropped 67.8% after that, and this one dropped 69%. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. And that just really tells you something. That tells you that a couple of things, I think. There's not enough word of mouth for this movie, right? There's not enough people, because at first you had critics that were telling you, hey, y'all, this movie ain't too hot, right? You had some that liked it, some that didn't. Overall, more critics disliked it than liked it. That's why you get the Rotten Tomatoes, the rotten version. And even though that was the case, like I told y'all, there was that wave. First wave of people went in. They were like, look, critics say it's bad. I don't listen to critics. I don't care what critics say. I'm going to watch it for myself, which is good. And then those people was like, it's okay. Some people loved it. And some people was like, okay. But here's the key. Not enough people liked it to go and tell their friends, hey, you got to go see this. Not enough people liked it to go and be like, yo, me and the crew about to go watch this. Not enough people liked it to be like, yo, we about to all go out. I'm going to bring my mom, my auntie, and we going to check this movie out. Not enough of y'all did that. So this movie is kind of sort of going down. It's already got one of the lowest Rotten Tomato scores, which I don't agree with. I think it should be a little higher, but that's where it's at. But the money talks. The money talks. And it's a little unfortunate, but this is the part where I get a little, well, I want to talk about it. But so the writer, Jeff Loveness, who has been making the rounds, he's heard about the negative reactions and the negative criticism, and he had some things. He's been reacting to these things in his interviews lately, and one thing that he talked about was like he was surprised about the terrible reviews, and he was in a low spot and really sad about it. And he ended up saying this: to be honest, those reviews took me by surprise. I was in a pretty low spot. Those were not good reviews. And I was like, what the? And he goes on to say, I thought that was good stuff, you know, in terms of what he wrote for Jonathan Majors and Michelle Pfeiffer. And he was like, I was just so despondent and I was really sad about it. Loveness got in better spirits after he decided to attend a public screening of Quantumania after the negative reviews came out. The screenwriter listened as audience members laughed at many of the jokes he added to the script. And Jeff Loveness came in and was like, no, the reviews are wrong. I'm right. MODOK is great. I'm pretty happy with it overall, and I think I learned how to take a punch this week. And now that I learned that it's not too bad, I can just get on with making things. This is where I have a bit of an issue. And this is where I'm concerned. So the critics, the reviews, people that were talking about the movie, it bummed him out. And I can understand that. Like, it's hard. When you sit here and put your work into something, your blood, sweat, and tears and all that stuff, and people are like, yo, this sucks. That sucks. It hurts. I get it, right? Especially if when you've been isolated in a silo echo chamber, probably people at Marvel or Disney being like, this is great. Oh, this is funny. Yo, you gonna kill him with this one. Oh man, I have holes. Ha chaka 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 chaka. Yeah, okay. Okay. Like somebody gassed you up and they set you up. Like that's what happens when you only get so many bits of feedback. What I have an issue with is he went to the theater and he sat in the audience and he heard people laughing at MODOK. And he was like, no, all them reviews are wrong. It's all good because, you know, the random people in my theater laughed. I'll tell you this. When I went to the movies and I saw it 3 times. people did laugh at MODOK. They laughed at the premiere. They laughed at the early screening. They laughed when I saw it afterwards. And a lot of those people still came out and was like, this movie was huff. It was meh. So what does that tell you? Just because people react to something doesn't mean that they actually love it. Right? I've told y'all, I chuckled at the stuff too, but then when I started thinking about it, I was like, how does the whole MODOK thing actually work for the movie after I get out the movie? When I actually sit back and think about it, did it actually work? Yeah, I laughed, but at what cost? And that's the part that I'm worried the writer misses out on. Keep in mind, this is still the guy that's going to be writing the next Avengers Kang Dynasty movie. So it is very important that he understands what works and what does not work. And this is why I'm sitting here like very concerned. I'm like, you heard the reviews and you about to just listen to a couple people that chucked it up in your theater? That's not good feedback. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying you have to understand, and this is no shade to anybody here. You have to understand that there's a difference with audience members and people that are literally going out of their way or sometimes even paid to review your movie and to analyze it, And this is something why I constantly try and tell people the whole thing about critics versus fans. People have gotten this way too twisted. Fans and critics do not have the same perspective and they do not have the same criteria when they go watch a movie. When a fan, okay, I'll give you an example. And I've used this before and I'll use it again for those that haven't heard it. The difference between a fan and a critic. Imagine yourself, we're going to a theme park, right? An amusement park, Six Flags, whatever. You have two people in line. One person is a fan. They bought their ticket. They want to ride this roller coaster. The next person is the mechanical engineer who is there to analyze the quality of the roller coaster. Both people get onto the ride. They enjoy it. They go up and down, loop de loop, all that, and they get off the ride. The fan gets off the ride like, yo, that was fun. Let's do it again. The engineer will be like, you know what? The turn over there, not so crisp. Ooh, that loop over there, we got to make it a little sharper. Ooh, the speed, let's try and make it go a little faster. Now, who was right and who was wrong about the ride? Neither. They both were going on the same ride with different expectations. The fan just wanted to go fast. They just wanted to go on the loopsy loops. They wanted to be entertained. The engineer, the quality examiner, was there to analyze the actual ride. Yeah, of course, I'm sure they were having fun going fast and stuff like that, but they wanted to see, how can we make it better? How can we make it faster? Or is there anything wrong with it? Is there anything that we could do to fix things? That's the difference between a fan and a critic. Okay? As a critic, I'm not going in there just to be entertained. That's not my job. And as a fan, it's not your job, unless you want to be a critic, to think deep about these things either. As a fan, and answer me this. Do you go in thinking about the cinematography? Do you think about the acting and performances? Do you think about the themes that were expressed? Do you think about like the visual effects? Do you think about the sound quality? Do you think about the composers? Do you think about the director? Do you think about any of these things while you're watching a movie? And I'm not talking about the movie purists. I'm talking about the average person. No, you don't. It's not your job. That's what the critic is paid to do. Or most of us ain't really paid, but this is what we go in for. So my issue with with the writer for Ant-Man, Jeff Loveness, is you're taking the very, very low bar of people that just want to be entertained. Again, that's a very low bar. Do you know how easy it is to entertain anybody with anything? I could watch a 5-second TikTok video and be entertained. That's not hard. I could tell a stupid joke and entertain, but that's not the point of your movie. Your movie is made to do something bigger and greater, right? You're supposed to tell a story. You're supposed to build up characters. You're supposed to express themes. You're supposed to move plot points around. You're supposed to tell something that makes sense. So if all you listening to is, oh, okay, I got some people to chuck and laugh it up with MODOK, sometimes it's okay to listen to, and I'm glad he did say that he did learn how to take a hit and stuff like that. I hope he also learned that sometimes that negative criticism can actually help make things better. Let's not forget, this is just a soft example, but look at what happened with Sonic. Fans, that was a little bit more of an outcry from fans, but fans was like, yo, Sonic, it's ugly. Change that up. Imagine if the producers and the people were like, man, what do they know? Whatever. We already know what we want to do. They'll like the movie anyway. But they were like, nah, constructive criticism. Okay. Maybe it's not as good as we thought. Went back to the drawing board. Hey, what happened? We came in droves and we went and paid our money, and that was great. Right? We didn't have to deal with the weird looking Sonic. We got something that actually looked good. People rewarded them with our money. And I've told y'all this before. At the end of the day, the superficial stuff never wins out. When it comes to like, this movie had a great stunt, or it had good action, or it had that's not enough to make a movie great. You need good writing, good characters, and a great story. You put characters and story first, which is the job of the writer. Everything else is bonus. Okay? So yes, for the writer, I get very nervous when my man sits here talking about, oh, well, the fans laughed at the joke, so the reviews were wrong. Maybe they weren't. Maybe you should take all of it into consideration. Okay, some people like the MODOK thing. That's cool. Oh, but man, they said that, I don't know, the editing was wrong. Or they said, oh man, this made no sense. Okay, I'm going to take that and I'm going to work on it later. Or I'm going to do something better later. You should take all criticism together. You don't have to agree with it all, but you should take all of it to get better. Anyway, this is, again, one of those reasons why I get very concerned when the creators respond with their thought processes on things, because I'm like, if you ignore people, or if you ignore the things that we say are bad, what are you going to do? You might mess around and make Venom 2. Right? Like, oh, we're just going to keep on doing this thing that people said we liked, and Venom 2. That's what happens. And then, so he doubled down even more. Look at this. Ant-Man 3 writer response to MCU fans wanting a serious MODOK. Good luck, he said. He went and said, I promise you, MODOK will be even stupider if he returns. I refuse to listen to the fans on this. I will not make MODOK serious as long as I'm alive. They're not going to let that serious adaptation that those 4 fans want. He'll be a big dumb head. That's all. He goes on to say, I will go to the mat for MODOK. I'm so happy. And it was such a fight. And it was such a labor of love and passion and all that, just to get the comedy balance of this guy. And hey, I'm a big comics guy. I'm sure you are too. We're on the internet. People got opinions. I'm sorry you want to do a serious take on MODOK. I play the Avengers game on PS5. Good luck. I'll take all the punches that they want, critiques, whatever. But MODOK, no. I'm very happy with what we did. You are? You happy with that? I mean, this MODOK, that's your hill? That's your hill? That's what you finna fight for? Listen, I'm fine with those things being a favorite or whatever. That's cool, but like, sometimes you got to learn how to I tell y'all this all the time. Comedy is an art. comedy is an art. And a lot of people, again, art is subjective. So comedy is subjective, right? Like some people like certain ways of comedy. And sometimes there are different types of comedy that don't work. I feel like an effective way of comedy for most people, I like to look at Drax. Look at how the comedy was handled with Drax. Drax had the comedy work around him, right? Whereas he didn't understand sarcasm, he didn't get figurative language, he was always serious. But whenever something happened, we laughed at him. We didn't laugh with him. And then go look at Guardians Volume 2, where James Gunn made Drax stupid and tried to make him goofy and tried having Drax cracking jokes and stuff like that. Basically, James Gunn wanted us to laugh with Drax. And I'm like, that it was dumb. Now, some people might have found that funny, and that's fine. But I'm like, that didn't work. It worked better when we laughed at him rather than with him. And in this case, especially with MODOK, the reason why it didn't work for me was that y'all wanted us to laugh with him because he was acting out of character and acting all like, with all the jokes. Like, it wasn't funny. I'll chuckle, but like when I thought about it, I was like, it's actually kind of dumb, to me. Doesn't have to be to you, but I don't know. I guess this is his hill, and that's where he's gonna go with, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't played the game, but I've seen MODOK in cartoons. I've seen him in different formats and stuff, and he ain't act like the way he did in Ant-Man. And I thought he was way more enjoyable in those other mediums, but I don't know. This is this dude's hill, I guess, and that's what he really wants to rest his hat on. But y'all let me know, what do you think about how the writer's been reacting to the criticisms? Do you think that this is fine? He should just write whatever he want to write? Do you think he should probably listen a little bit more carefully to fans and critics? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let's move up. I got a couple comments. Give me 1 second. Okay. There we go. My man Derek, what you got? It was as bad as Megan, even worse. Kang wasted. Well, that's an opinion. I get you. I like Megan, so I get it. But if you didn't feel it, I understand. 60 plus blue-eyed folks upset that Ant-Man got stomped by a black man named Kang. I mean, I haven't heard anyone complain about that. But I think more of the I think this movie had way more issues than that. But I haven't heard that criticism. I'll just say that. Dorian, thank you again. That's how I felt about Jurassic World. Fun in the moment, and that's it. Whereas great movies I talk about and see again and again. Yeah, and that's the difference. Like, something can be funny or entertaining right there, but like, again, when you step out the movie, what's like the one thing you do, especially if you're with somebody watching it? What's the first thing you do when you step out the movie? You talk to the person about the movie. You be like, yo, what did you think? Yo, what about that part? Da 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 da. That's the first thing. And what happens during that conversation? You start thinking, right? You start thinking, and you be like, oh, okay, actually, I did like this. Or you be like, actually, that was kind of whack. I don't know, So you cannot use that as a barometer for how good or bad a movie is. Like, well, actually, I take that back, because if people walking out your movie, that's a problem. Aquaman. But anyway, appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Dex, what you got? I appreciate your hustle. More by the day, brother. While theories run dry, E-Man is gospel or replay gang. Thank you so much. Really appreciate y'all. Speaking of which, I still have to finish that theory for y'all. I've been traveling. I forgot to, I just didn't have time to work on the theory. It's gonna be a little late, but I'll get it. I'll get it out there. But thank you so much for that, Dex. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, let's just kind of wrap this up. Just with the last one, Jonathan Majors, aka Kane Gang in the building. He's also responded to a lot of the negative reviews and stuff like that about Ant-Man 3. And this is what he ended up having to say in response to it. He says, "It doesn't change how I see myself, period. It's all data. I'm a performance within a story. One thing I will say to my team as we're leaving a premiere, if they're reading reviews, I'll say, how's the movie doing? I try to clean my plate and take care of my part. The response is, you're straight, you're good. They like you, and they tell me about the movie. Sometimes the movie is also on that level, and sometimes it's not. It's just people. They have an opinion. You'll always have an opinion. I'm no fool. I know these are people writing. They aren't my Yale professors or drama teachers. These are people who have kids. They have a perspective. They have a religious upbringing or a lack thereof. They live in this town, or they want to be seen in this way, or don't want to be seen in this way. I look at the aggregate and okay, 47. He's talking about the Rotten Tomato scores. But what does that 47 mean when you also got this amount of box office? What do these things mean? It's information. I'm in the know. I won't play myself. If you are a critic on a level, I probably know you and understand your politics. Man, this is one of the reasons why I can get down with this brother. This brother gets it. He gets it. The fact that he said, like, look, I come in and I just do my part, right? I come in, I do my performance, I do my thing. I ask my peoples, yo, how did the movie go? Yo, you straight. They was right. Because he was. I hear more criticisms about everything else with the movie and less about actually Jonathan Majors' performance. Yes, we talk about Kang Gang all day and all that, but my man was one of the best parts of the movie. He wasn't the reason it was failing. I know that much. And I'm glad that he understands it. And I like that perspective. I like the perspective that he's like, look, people gonna have opinions. He's not sitting here talking about, oh, they wrong. He's not talking about like, oh man, they just don't get it. He's just like, man, look, people gonna feel how they gonna feel because they coming from all different backgrounds and they coming with different perspectives. That's it. That's it. So I'm just glad that somebody gets it. But of all people, the star of the show, I just hope he just kind of trickles that down to everybody else that was out there. But anyway, y'all, that is it. Look at that. 3 hours what? 3 hours what? Ain't no 3 hours right now. We done. That's all I got for today, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I just wanted to thank you guys once again for taking the time to hang out with me and the rest of the E fam today. Really means a lot. Super appreciative. I am going to do my best to. Does anybody know when Mandalorian comes out? Like what day? I don't know if it's Wednesdays or whatever it is, but I will do my best to figure out something so that we can cover it. Ain't no way we're gonna let Mando hang by himself like that. Is it Wednesdays? Okay, thank you, Brooke. I appreciate you. So we're gonna try something. Either we could do Wednesday night right after, or we can wait till Thursday so everybody got a chance to watch it. No, it'll be coming out midnight. We'll do Wednesday night. Yeah, let's just do Wednesday night unless something comes up. But anyway, we will pick up where we left off. I will do my best. I'm not traveling, so hopefully I got time to do Last of Us. We'll pick that back up. Then we'll pick up Mando on Wednesday nights. And then of course we got the Friday. Man, it's gonna be busy. Woo! It's gonna be busy. All right. Oh, by the way, I'm watching Evil right now on Paramount. Yo, I love that show so much. I love Evil. Evil is so good. It's so good. It's not the greatest show, but it's so good. Oh my gosh, cannot wait. But anyway, no, y'all you don't want Friday. You want Fridays for Mando? Okay, well, look, I'll put up a poll. And we'll figure it out. All right, y'all. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I gotta go do some things. I think I gotta help the wife with stuff. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Wait. Wash your hands. Wash your butts. Don't be nasty out there. Have a great weekend. I appreciate y'all. Peace.